Welcome everyone to State of the Game for the 9th of February 2017. Still feels weird to say 2017. I can't believe it's 2017. I guess that's 5 days until Valentine's Day. Anyway, you better have plans. I don't. Not important. PTS is closing tomorrow. 1.4 has been very, very interesting, and I'm very, very excited. PTS 4 has gone great. Did I say 1.4 or PTS 4? I don't know. This is the thing. When Yannick isn't here, I have no one to correct me. I mean, Peter can yell from the other side of the room. That'd be great if you could do that. That'd be fantastic. But hi, everyone. How are we doing? When Yannick's not here, we seem to have more viewers. But that's not going to happen today. It's a fallacy. Anyway, I didn't mean to say 1.4 if that's what I said. PTS 4. Anyway, like I said, and you'll be seeing some news run along the bottom, PTS 4 is closing tomorrow. We still don't have a time for that just yet, but it will be during our office hours tomorrow. But we still need you to give feedback on the forums. Gabe was telling me, and he'll correct me in chat if I'm wrong, but the PTS forums will be closing tomorrow as well, but we really need you to continue the conversation and your feedback on the forums as well. I have noticed that people have recognized that we are more active over on the forums than we are on places like Reddit and that sort of thing. We're trying to shift that conversation into the forums, which are really, really good for us, and we can make those really actionable things happen there. So forums.ub.com, go to the division, and then you'll find us there. I am not running completely alone, so in a few seconds we're going to, so you can tell I've got this earpiece in, this just in, something interesting. Anyway, but before I get to our special guest, there's a few things to go through. There is no release date at this time for 1.6 and Last Stand. We will be getting that out to you when it's clarified, but the thing is, because PTS 4 is closing tomorrow, we still have a lot of work to do, right? There's a lot of things that need to be implemented and that sort of thing. Anyway, our guest will know more about that in a second. A few interesting things that are happening. Critical hit chance coming back to SMGs is very, very cool, in my opinion, but I've already seen that kind of shift the meta already. We'll see Keith's thoughts on that very, very soon. Sprint and reload is something I'm going to be talking to Keith about as well. But I can confirm as well that level 34 extended mags, the crafting, that will be fixed as well come 1.6. Guys, I mean, I know we talked a little bit ago, but a lot has happened since we talked through various PTS phases. How's it been going for you guys?
I don't think we could have anticipated the amount of constructive feedback we've got, but also how much work we've been able to get done since the PTS went live and we started gathering all that feedback, both the stuff off the forums and Reddit, but also just all the back-end analytics stuff. I don't know. This is the first time in my career that I've had this type of, live early build out to the community and been able to make these types of changes before it's all out there, and it's been incredibly useful. It's been great. Exactly.
So, I mean, I didn't actually introduce you. I assume that people who are watching this stream have seen Keith before and know who you are, but if they don't know, well, firstly, I mean, if you don't know who I am as well, we shouldn't presume that you do. My name is Hamish. I am one of the community developers here. Usually I have a French guy sitting beside me, but I'm okay. I'm going to manage. Keith, can you let the folks at home know who you are, what you do, all of that sort of stuff?
Keith Evans, lead designer here at Redstorm, working on, Last Stand and DZ North and, a lot of cool stuff in 1.6.
For PTS 4, you guys, you were saying that you were focusing on specific things. What were your specific focuses for PTS 4, and kind of how did those changes, how did they go?
Yeah, I mean, first off, right off the bat, it was testing some of the new stuff we'd put in, like the more lethal turret fortifications, which have proven to be a little bit more effective, and then also just seeing how the straight up PvP feels with all the awesome balance work that Frederick and the guys at Mass have been doing.
Yeah.
And we pretty quickly were happy with the fact that build diversity felt higher. People are using SMGs, people are using marksmans, assault obviously still a big part of the game, but you're not always running up against the same builds.
Yeah.
And so then we really started looking at fine-tuning a few Last Stand mechanics, namely fortifications, making them even more impactful to help you defend. and then looking at kind of reducing the level of kind of spammy combat mechanics inside Last Stand specifically. So those are kind of the two things we're targeting right now.
All right, so when you mean spammy combat mechanics, what specifically are you guys looking at?
So they're basically, you know, because of the way you're able to change your build now with like skill haste going into the signature skills, people are popping them a lot in Last Stand. You're always with a group of 4 in most cases, and you know that's just led to a lot of combat resolving with sig skills. So we don't want to straight up remove them from the encounter because they're a critical part of the game, and you know a lot of players, that might be the thing that pushes them over the edge and gets them, you know, a couple kills when they have to go take a tactical boost.
Yeah, of course.
So what we are doing is we want to make it a little more of a choice when you choose to use it. So they're going to start on a cooldown, so you won't have them available immediately.
Cool.
And we're elongating their cooldown slightly from the main game while you're playing in Last Stand.
All right.
So you'll still see them, but you're not going to see them at the rate you see them now.
Do you know if enough?
Yeah.
Enough about that. So is there anything that we can expect, Keith, between now, or tomorrow, more accurately, between the close of PTS 4 and the live deployment of 1.6
Sure.
and Last Stand? What are you guys focusing on in that kind of period?
So besides the kind of sig skills, we're also going to cut back the amount of grenades and medkits you get constantly every time you come back from a respawn. So you'll still be getting resupplied. It'll just be a little less, basically along the lines of sig skills. Every fight won't be people chucking, you know, 4 frag grenades. You'll have to be a little more choosy with when you want to use them, which I think is good. It just makes the game feel more tactical. And then we're kind of focusing pretty heavily on fortifications. So, you know, we felt like the PTS 4 change on damage was good, made them a little more lethal, made you be able to trust that they were going to help you out. But now we're targeting some actual, some AI behavior changes. So if you're shooting them from a concealed position, they'll still kind of target at you and suppress you. So they just have a bigger presence on the battlefield. And then on the pulse fortification, which is actually super useful for defenders. Useful. We've definitely seen, it's super useful, but we've definitely seen it get purchased less often. So one thing we want to do there is give you a little bit of a boost. So it's going to get the tactical scanner mod that your personal pulse skill can have. So it'll give you a slight crit bonus, damage bonus against pulse targets.
That's really good. And it's
so
still
we really want to encourage.
You go. Sorry, you go.
Oh no, we just really want to encourage, you know, people to feel comfortable leaving 1 or 2 people behind to defend.
Okay. Is it still the same cost? I think it's $250, right?
Yeah. Okay. We're keeping them. They'll be the same cost. That's feeling pretty good. You can get 3 of them on pretty immediately, and then maybe farm just a little to get your pulse on. Yeah. So we want to keep that where it is.
All right. So I just got to clarify a couple of things for chat. When I said that, you know, focusing on tomorrow, I meant that PTS is closing tomorrow, and then between that point and when 1.6 and Last Stand release, this is what Red Storm will be focusing on.
Yeah.
To confirm, 1.6 and Last Stand do not drop tomorrow, if that was not clear already. We do not have a date for that yet, but as soon as we do, we'll be screaming that from the proverbial rooftops. Been the biggest surprises for you from the PTS? I mean, obviously you go into this process thinking, you know, we'll tweak a few things, you know. We didn't actually talk about sprint reload. That's what I wanted to talk about. How did that go for you guys?
Well, I mean, for us, it was one of those things where we really wanted to test it, and it was a very split reaction from the community. We, you know, ultimately decided to not push forward with it for 1.6 for now, and partially it's because we didn't want to force people to feel like they were relearning the game, especially the PvP game that they've kind of grown accustomed to. We wanted them to still feel like they're kind of in the same rhythm, the same dance, even if we're improving things along the way. And so that feeling of, you know, rushing into battle and reloading your gun and then getting there and having an empty mag, we felt like we were already giving the player a lot to learn with 1.6 in the last end game mode.
Yeah.
So it felt like a good thing to hold back for later. But we got a lot of good data about it. I know there's members of the community who are really passionate about it, that they felt like it made the game a lot more tactical. So, you know, it's definitely something we're keeping in mind.
Yeah.
You know, my big thing on the PTS has been trying to play with stuff that was kind of outside of the core meta, not doing a ton of grinding, honestly, and like setting myself to a straight level 30 character, opening a few caches, equipping just basic stuff, re-rolling a few items, but not trying to go into super min-max builds, because a big piece of what we've been trying to test is, once this goes live, once we have a huge player base, are we all going to be able to jump in and have a competitive PvP experience? So far, I haven't been doing super kind of my live builds, but I have a couple builds ready to go that I'm looking forward to try on my real character. Namely, you know, I'm excited to see how my Firecrest build plays. I'm excited to use Deadeye and Marksman, which, you know, I haven't been doing on the PTS. So I'm looking forward to it going live for sure.
Yeah, Deadeye SVD is very, very powerful right now. We're gonna have to.
It's pretty powerful.
We're gonna have to keep an eye on that one. Yeah.
Oh man, just thank you for, you know, actually giving feedback and playing it. And I know, you know, there's been deltas and crashes, and we've been testing things, but there's always been an active player base up there on the PTS giving great feedback, and I'm really excited for us to be able to finish it up strong and release 1.6. I'm very excited.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay? See you later. Bye.